Tonight I broke up with my boyfriend because he kept joking about unaliving me, but when he told his brother I should say my permanent goodbyes, I knew I was done. During our first few weeks of dating, he joked too much for comfort that he was going to unalive and dismember me and dispose of my body. Maybe out of context, I'm being dramatic. He's very sarcastic and has dark humor. But to me it wasn't funny and caused me so much anxiety because I know the statistics. I talked to him about this. I told him repeatedly, stop joking about unaliving me. He kept on with the jokes, until I finally told him that those jokes literally scare me. He apologized and seemed to feel bad that his jokes made me scared of him. Tonight we were over 3 hours late to meet with his brother to play games, watch movies and eat dinner. When I was talking to him about us being late, I noticed he sighed deeply, clenched his fist and looked down at it, as if he were making the conscious choice to not punch me. Weird. Then, as I was saying goodbye to his brother, he comes into the room and says she should say her permanent goodbyes. I asked him what the heck? He said it was a joke. I asked, how's it funny? What's the punchline? Please explain to me how that was supposed to be funny? He couldn't answer. I didn't want to get in the car with him. I walked off and thankfully my roommate picked me up and drove me home. He called later and I told him I'm done. He's a good man other than for the jokes about unaliving me. We talked about it and agreed that he wouldn't joke about unaliving me anymore, but then he did it again tonight, and doubled down that it was just a joke and that actually I'm the problem. I started telling him, again, about how often women are unalived by their husbands and boyfriends and that's why the jokes bother me so much, but he interrupted me to say SEKU. So I hung up and blocked him. All of this really sucks because my roommates say I should just talk it out with him and give him another chance because they can tell I really like him and he really likes me. But I already did that. I thought we were past the homicide jokes. Then he did it again tonight while he was angry with me, and it caused me this awful feeling in my gut that I needed to not get in the car with him, and get away from him. I've had boyfriends and male friends in the past. None of them have ever made jokes about unaliving and dismembering me, especially multiple times after I told them to stop. Have you had friends or boyfriends that make jokes like this? Where is the humor in it? What would you do in this situation? Small update in the same post, the next day. Thank you everyone for your overwhelming support. Also thank you for the important links and resources in the comments. I've learned a lot and shared them with my friends. I love this sub. I haven't heard from him and he hasn't caused any trouble since the breakup. If anything comes up I'll update this post. Top comments. Commenter number 1. When I was a teenager I would go driving around country roads and around our smallish town with male buddies from school. I'm a woman, and one night my really good friend thought it was a good idea to make a joke about chopping me up with an axe. I got really terrified because it was just an overwhelming and scary thing to hear and I started to cry. The immediate regret was obvious in my friend's eyes and he genuinely looked mortified for having scared me so bad. He started apologizing and saying it was such a stupid joke and reassured me. In the moments after making his stupid attempt at humor and seeing the impact it had, he felt remorse and wanted to correct his behavior. Your ex did not do this, or if he did, he immediately repeated the scary behavior again anyways. My friend never made a joke like that again. Men who actually care about us will respond empathetically to our fear response and will want to do whatever it takes to ensure we feel safe around them. Especially if it's as simple as refraining from making dumb jokes. I hope you never have to see this creep again and good for you for sticking up for yourself. Commenter number 2, just remember, there's a lot of unalived women that once said he'd never do that to me. Update, 11 months later. I hope I'm not breaking any subreddit rules by posting an update, but I thought this sub would like this update from all the feedback my original post received and all the messages I read requesting an update. My original post was almost a year ago. Thankfully I have moved across state since then and have not seen him since. The last time I spoke to him, over the phone, I made it very clear several times. Me, you promised you'd stop making jokes about unaliving me, but then you did it again. Me, you realize the greatest threat for women is being unalived by their boyfriends and husbands? They are most likely to be unalived by men they know. All he had to say? Hey OP? FCKU. So I hung up. I ghosted him after that, blocked him on everything and alerted my employer if he showed up that he was a threat. However, he sent me an email in an attempt to. I don't know? I'll leave you to draw conclusions because I really can't make sense of it, but it is pretty long. The email he sent me. Dear OP, spelled with numbers, he got my name wrong multiple times and it became a joke, which is what he refers to here. I don't really know how to go about saying that I am empathetic, as I'm a pathetic mess. But I do feel, I can understand, and I have recognized. My actions have consequences. Clearly. I thought I was being reasonable. I gave you time and space. I wasn't sure how long I needed to wait, or if I should just do nothing, but I didn't know you had even blocked me, until today, as I had not called, and only texted that first day, expecting nothing back, yet now I understand, I should have known. I tried to call you tonight though, despite my better judgment, that's when it hit me hard. It's been almost 2 weeks. I know you don't want to be in a relationship with me, but I wanted to end this civilly, I could hope at least. On terms that we both could live on, amicably, or me, since I didn't have a choice. That terrible night was booze-ridden and unfortunately for me, the end of us. I didn't get any chance, but I made my choices, and I was cut out of you, Like the cancer I became, regardless of how much I remember, due to my memories being cut down by Irish whiskey and high haste focused. You ghosted me. Now I know how that feels, as I have done that to others. I deserve this. It's interesting because you mentioned to me that I never had to change my number in my last relationship over 5 years ago, because all I needed to do was block them. Damn, history not only repeats itself, but can be effing ironic. I lost one of my best friends. I lost you. I have been hurting OP. This hurt even more when I realized you don't even want to communicate with me. I would ask why? But I know it's because you hate me, what you think of me, what you think I am. Who likes Andrew Tate? Nobody. I embody that nobody. I am hate. I am Tate. I obviously have a lot of growing up to do. I was not aware of just how much. I do not regret you or the experiences I shared, which were awesome and different than all the treasures I had experienced with another soul. We had so much in common, and yet, the few things we didn't shaped itself into a shadow that blocked our light, your light. I regret not realizing that perhaps, I was just not ready. You are so beautiful and awesome OP, and I hate hurting you in any way, especially since you deserve so much love, and instead I gave you fear. You however only gave me happiness, you made me feel wanted, so much so that it blindsided me. I haven't been that happy in a very long time, and maybe that's why I fell for you so hard and so fast, as I had been in the dark for years, and your essence got me as high as a kite. I could see the sky for once. I was flying. I had been grounded since I had lost my wings a few years ago, and it showed. I started sinking in the sands of time. In bottles. In gates drowned by my fears. My brother lost a friend because of me. I lost because of me. I may be a good person, that does bad things, but I did a bad thing to a good person. It scares me to think that, when we do, and it will inevitably happen, as it's a small town, run into each other, you will fear me. And I will fear you. I don't want that. But, I made my grave. And I suppose I need to sleep in it. I will not call you again, as I did tonight, as much as I want to. You can always call me, but, I am aware that is about as real as my dreams coming true. I have respected your space. I haven't tried to suffocate it, or breathe your air. I just wanted to bury myself with a little dignity today, considering that I must be public enemy number one. I'm embarrassed to admit that running into your roommates or even co-workers makes me feel uncomfortable. That I did. To myself. And you. I'm sorry OP. I don't know what else to say. I know you will find someone, sooner or later, who will treat you with respect and make you feel loved. I am not him. I failed. But you will have that. As much as I don't want to think of it. And you deserve it, as much as I didn't commit to that. I know you think I don't love you. You can ghost me, you cannot respond. I don't think you will anyways. Maybe you won't even read this. Which is okay, I needed to say my piece, to rest at sea. But you can't take away how I felt. Or how I feel at all. Maybe that was the problem, I was too much. You thought I was just a blimp in time anyhow, and now, that blimp can finally sink. In time. Edit, thank you for all the support. I love this sub. No way he will ever hear from or see me again. Now I live in a new town, new home, and with a great man that respects and appreciates me. Some of OP's comments. Commenter, people talking about this man being sociopath, psychopath, narcissistic. To me he sounds like a generic boy that is trying to verbalize his emotions for the first time. I don't know how old he is, but it reads like the letters my first boyfriend at 20 years old sounded. Trying to be poetic and funny and failing at both. And just word vomiting emotions without fully understanding them. Yeah, that's just a normal dude learning his actions have consequences for the first time. OP, he's like 40. Commenter number 2, him talking about alcohol makes it make sense. All the more reason to keep him blocked though. If he's making those jokes while drunk, there's a non-zero chance that he actually did fantasize about unaliving and dismembering you or someone else. OP, most of the time when he made the jokes he was totally sober. Commenter number 3, I read through your first post. The dating phase is when you get to know somebody. Take your time to do that before more commitment. He is a nutcase. I doubt he ghosted anybody and he is trying to say things that make himself look better. OP, we weren't together for long at all. I was initially attracted to him because he was cheerful, happy, charismatic, kind, considerate, and handsome. Then the mask fell off. But I am glad he showed me who he is so early on.